So, I don't know, like nobody's called me out on this, but I was rewatching something and realized that this is apparently the Hey Guys So series, because every single video I've said, hey guys, so, sorry about that. But we left off on page 184, and today we're going to be doing Live Red Day 25, and we'll be reading page 186 through 206. I'm going to get started. Chapter 22. I managed to avoid Miss Rochambeau for almost the whole day, because what am I going to say when she asks me why I ran away before the mock debate yesterday? Lie and say my stomach hurt? But that, yeah, I was still able to walk all the way across town. Social studies is my last class of the day, and I purposely slip into my seat right before it starts when Miss Rochambeau is busy answering questions from the girl who keeps getting 97s on things and wants to get 100s. And when I see her starting to zero in on me towards the end of class, I quickly stand up, mumble something about needing to go to the bathroom, and send myself out before she can reach me. There are 10 minutes left to class, but I can totally stay in a bathroom stall for 10 minutes. I slip into the stall that has, this is kind of bad, okay, but you're a slut, carved on the side. I used to like to look at it sideways and pretend that it said you're a slug, and that it was carved into a cockroach who was just trying to help his slug friend who was having some identity issues. I hear two girls come in, and then another one join them soon afterward. None of them even use the toilet. One of those prearranged meetings. They're talking about the Valentine's Day carnations, of course. I sneaked a peek at our homeroom's form, and Jeffrey ordered just one carnation. Who's he going to give it to? Ooh, I don't know. He was sick for the last dance, so I don't know anything really about who he likes. Maybe it's Nellie. I saw him watching her when she was giving her book report in English, and he looked more interested than he should have. I don't know. Remember how he moved out of the way to let you get ketchup during lunch yesterday? What if it's you he likes? The second lets out an excited squeak like a giddy hamster. Do you think he could? The first girl speaks back. Maybe that one carnation is for you. Oh, ee! The third girl exclaims. I can hear them jumping around together. Suck it up totally means hide in the bathroom and listen to a hamster mosh pit, right? Finally, they leave and I exhale. I get what Fuchsia said yesterday about needing to be alone. The only problem is it feels good for the first 2 seconds, but by the third second, all I can think is I'm all alone. Except when I hear a noise in the stall next to me and suddenly realize that I'm not. It's like a muffled sob. How long has someone been in there? I peek underneath the stall. The other girl is wearing pink sneakers, specifically Fuchsia's pink sneakers. Fuchsia? I say. No response. Are you okay? Another muffled sob. I push open my stall door and come around to knock on hers. Are you okay? I hear her slide the lock out of the way, and the door swings open to reveal a puffy, tear-stained Fuchsia. No, she sobs, I'm not. It's been years since I've seen Fuchsia cry. She was stone-faced when she was taken from her mom after that rainy day in 2nd grade. And since then, she'd get pulled from one foster family and plucked down in another. And did she ever cry? Did she ever do anything except roll her eyes and sigh and act like the world was just giving her a headache? But here she is, sitting on a toilet with tears pouring down her face like the outer shell of a person had been kicked aside, and all that's left are her quivering, crumpled up insides. I squeeze right into the stall and wrap her up in a hug. A good one. Like the ones that Connor sometimes gives me. Her chest is shuddering against me, and I keep holding her tight. I'm just so scared. She finally whispers into my shoulder. Are you scared of Michael? She gulps in air and pulls away from the hug to look at me. It's not just that. I was thinking about how you said I had a choice. Well, let's pretend I somehow find the courage to actually call DCF. And it's the wrong thing to do. The hairs on her face is matted with tears, and I use my fingers to gently comb some of it back behind her ear. I know what foster care can be like, she continues. It wasn't that bad for me when I was in it, but it could have been so much worse. And what if I go back and it's a nightmare and the whole time all I can think of is I did this to myself? Her eyes are so scared and I have no idea what to say. I pull her back into a hug. I always thought I hated having random people in control of my life. Her words are muffled against my shoulder. But it's like, I need that. I don't want it up to me. I don't care who it is. I just want someone to decide. The bell rings, but I don't stop hugging her. I can walk all the way home if I have to. It's just too hard, she cries. But I finally whisper, that doesn't mean that you don't know the right thing to do. Fuchsia pulls away and rubs her forehead. Yeah, the right thing to do means getting my mom so mad that she'll never forgive me and ticking off an angry guy with a gun. She closes her eyes. I've even memorized the DCF person's phone number. I just have to be brave enough to call it. She opens her eyes and looks up at the ceiling, and I'm not. I stare at her as her eyeliner-streaked face and her swollen eyes. Why should anyone have to be that brave? Okay, Fuchsia finally says, standing up. My mom's probably waiting for me outside. I've got to go. Is there something I can do to help? She shakes her head. At least I can help her clean up her face before she leaves the bathroom. The eyeliner streaks are damp enough that the paper towel wipes them away. It's been a while since I've seen Fuchsia without makeup, though, and suddenly I feel like I'm looking at her second grade self again. I didn't really know how to help back then, and I'm not sure I'm any better now. Fuchsia doesn't want company when she heads out to the parking lot, and since when we pass by the doors next to the locker room, I can see her mom's car waiting for her in the space where the bus had been, I don't argue. I didn't really have a choice, but it sure would have been a good day to catch the bus rather than having to walk home again. My feet still haven't forgiven me for turning them into chunks of ice. As I pass the entrance to the library, I peek inside. The two music stands are set up again for a mock debate. An 8th grade boy is already at one, and standing at the other is Matt Hubbard. I tucked myself behind the giant cardboard cutout of Harry Potter saying, "Read," that Mr. Hurd set up on the side of the entrance. Guns are usually exclusively for killing, Matt is saying. And why should we trust people with that ability when clearly the statistics show that people cannot be trusted? His voice is so confident, like he couldn't possibly be wrong. After he goes through all the horrible statistics he copies into his notebook, he finishes with the triumphant, "Guns are evil, and that's why we should take the steps needed to make our society safer and outlaw them completely." And wouldn't that be wonderful, the 8th grader starts in, for all law-abiding citizens to be unarmed and defenseless at the mercies of criminals who, by the way, don't follow laws and will have all the guns they want. He's reading from his notebook too, like he did the same thing as Lydia and copied down NRA talking points word for word. No, ladies and gentlemen, the answer is not outlawing guns. Instead, we need to be eliminating gun-free zones where innocent people can be picked off like pigeons on a power line. We don't need fewer guns. We need more guns in the hands of more people. Only that will make us safe. Not if those people are bullies. The words come out of my mouth, and not in a whisper either, but in a shout loud enough to get the whole debate club to turn and look at me. I've knocked over the friendly Harry Potter cardboard cutout, but I can't get myself to pick it up, mumble sorry, and run from the room. There's too much inside me that's screaming. That 8th grader might not believe that stuff, but Frank does. And we deserve better than having everything decided by people like Matt and people like Frank. What about everyone in the middle? What do you think should happen when a kid is threatened by a grown-up with a gun? I say, taking a step forward. Is that supposed to whip out her own and kill him? Because that's the kind of decision she needs weighing on her, right? I turn to face Matt Hubbard. And I don't care that he has nice brown eyes. Has it ever occurred to you that maybe guns aren't evil and that most of the people who own them aren't evil either? You're also happy to decide Silas Fletcher is a monster just because he wears camo. Can you even fit into your brain the possibility that he's actually one of the most interesting people that goes to this school? And am I a monster too just because I have a camo jacket? Are you happy to imagine the drool dripping off my monster jaws? Do you want to pretend I ate a whole bunch of babies for breakfast? Matt's mouth has dropped open, and the 8th grade boy is looking at me like I just beamed in from space. I can see Lydia peering from behind him, trying to see better, her eyes wide. You need to wake up. I'm really shouting now. We're not living in some sort of black and white pretend world. You act like it has to be all or nothing, like it's some kind of game. But there are actual people dealing with this. Actual people who have to say goodbye to their kittens. Actual people who have to hide their phones in the closet. And it's not a game to them. Zoe, I hear Miss Rochambeau say. But I don't hear what she says next because I'm setting the Harry Potter cutout back upright and running out the door. I don't mumble sorry. It probably wouldn't have made much difference at this point. Since I totally just told off Matt Hubbard and some 8th grade boy, I stopped running when I reached the sidewalk. I looked up at the sky. I don't know if anything I said made sense, but somewhere between the gray sidewalk and the gray sky, a laugh burbles out of me. And it's such a loud laugh against the gray sky. I can see the headline, Zoe Albro delivers an unhinged but epic smackdown to 2 confused boys who thought they were better than her. It's been so long since I laughed, and it feels amazing. Like there's a whole big, beautiful, open ocean of freedom inside me. A tear drips on my cheek. A laughter tear. Not the other kind. Who's clueless now? I start walking, but I don't feel the cold like I did yesterday. It's like realizing all those words set off fireworks inside me, and they're still exploding all warm and bright. How on earth did I do that? And then I realized Matt and that boy were just 2 screaming monkeys. And I've had plenty of practice with those. Okay, I'm stopping at chapter 23 and we'll start back with part 2.